Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo.
Happy Sunday night.
Happy Sunday night.
All is right in the world again, huh? For some.
For me, you want to know why?
Why?
Because then I don't have to die of fog.
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah,
Morgan.
good to see you. Yeah.
Morgan doesn't want the Kings to lose for the Tankathon. Morgan wants them to lose so she doesn't have the fog.
Hey, we definitely had some people in our comments talking about the fog machine and make sure it was toxic free. And, you know, I guess, to be honest, I shouldn't just trust that the label that says like big toxic free in Comic Sans because who knows? That could just
In
be like
Comic Sans?
You know, Comic Sans fog?
Yeah, is it really in Comic Sans?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
If it is, then it's you have like some like black market fog juice.
Hey, I'm not telling you where I got this, man.
Jeb, where'd he get it?
Oh, man. Appreciate the basketball sickos hanging out with us. The Kings lose tonight. Womp, 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 womp. So the Blazers 117-110. They're now 12-31 on the season. Yeah, the font is a little suspect. I don't know if it's Comic Sans, but it's not.
You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that. And it has affected me differently the last few times.
In a good way. I think part of it too is your lungs aren't just they don't have the calluses from all the winning in previous years. Like when you have 12 wins on a season, there's no.
I grew an 11th toe from that. You didn't know? Funny.
Be kind of funny. Sean in the chat says, "Will Deuce give us purple fog?" You know the answer to that. I mean, it's a loss. The Kings. Like, what are we saying? I appreciate you guys. Also, shout out to everyone who made it happen. We officially moved past 22,000 subs.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you guys. That's so cool.
Appreciate you guys so much. For
We will always appreciate these moments. So, and I had so many people DMing me like, "You made it past." My Aunt Kathy texted me like, "Your Uncle Fred just subscribed." It's like, yeah.
All right, it's not just he needs to engage now. He's gonna watch the videos. It's not just about.
She probably made him an account just to make probably just to get us that extra sub.
Right, okay.
Thank you, Kathy.
But seriously, thank you.
Thank you
so
guys.
much. Shout out to the live chat. I see Christy in the building. What's up, John? Deuce and Mo fan 99. Either super awesome or sketch. My alert's up on that, huh?
My
Troll?
alert is up.
Your name's Deuce and Mo fan 99.
No one likes us that much.
Yeah,
Come on.
Sus.
I'm ready for you.
Oh, man.
It's
also,
my mom.
Shout out to Shout Out who says from 8 in the morning chat to now 22,000 subs and counting. Happy for you guys.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Wasan in the chat. What's up, Tank? I mentioned Sean and Ty, Mitch, Katz, the baby daddy in the building. Appreciate you guys for being here. Relax Into the Black is in the building too. All right, let's start the show. Do some Mo. Come down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Sunday night. The Kings homestand continued. They had won 4 straight games, and the injury report came out this morning. And some Kings fans are like, wow, they're going to win 5 in a row. Yes. And then other fans went, what? They're going to win 5 in a row? Fuck! Because Drew Holiday was unlikely to play. Jeremy Grant and even Deni Avdija was on track to miss the game. Well, little did we know that the Blazers on the second night of a back-to-back would get Deni Avdija back. And let's just say he was a certified problem tonight for the Sacramento Kings. Kings were tied after 1. Second quarter got a hand, and then Portland did what they did. They took advantage of Kings' mistakes, especially in that first half, and beat Sacramento tonight 117-110, ending the Kings' 4-game win streak, sending the Kings to 12-31 on the season. And this podcast, as always, presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm fantastic on this Sunday evening. I love an early game. Like,
I had so much basketball today, as you know.
Yeah.
I started my day in Stockton, called a Stockton Kings game a win, and that was at 3 p.m.
But you left for it at 1, and didn't you? And were you prepping all day?
But who cares? That's not the point.
It's just
the
a full
point is
day.
the game started at 3, ended right at 5-ish. I made it back to Sacramento before tip-off.
Congrats, you basketball
Dude,
sicko.
yeah, so I watched a lot of basketball today.
Yeah. So no, I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Well, let's talk about what went down in this one. This Portland team, no surprise, because I feel like they've been a problem for Sacramento the last few years, even when they haven't been great. This is a pretty solid team. They're now 500 with the win. They really haven't been healthy this year at 22-22 now. And it just seemed like Sacramento had major issues when it came to executing offensively. The turnovers were massive in the first half. And then defensively, zero answer for Deni.
Oh my God.
Shannon Sharp's athleticism was like overpowering. And Donovan Clingan looked like an absolute monster.
Yeah. That's a good way to summarize exactly what that team looked like out there tonight. But I think you also have to look at the Kings' turnovers and how good the Blazers were turning those turnovers not only into points. What they have off those 16 turnovers for the Sacramento Kings. They started cleaning things up in the second half. But 28 points scored off those for the Blazers. But it wasn't only those points. I felt like their tough defense alone, even on a missed shot for the Kings, Blazers did such a great job of just pushing the pace in transition, getting into early offense, getting something to go, and getting into the paint. They finished with 62 points in the paint.
Yeah. I mean, part of that's the turnovers. Part of it, they just didn't have answer on ball. I mean, Deni is so elite at getting into the paint. He's got elite footwork too.
Yep.
The size, the change of pace.
The craftiness, like, finishes at the basket, whether he understands it needs to be a reverse or just needs to be like, I'm going to be strong as fuck and go into this person. Like, it doesn't matter. He just has that awareness, and it's such a threat. And, you know, it would have been nice on a night like this to have Keegan Murray out there to defend him or be that big body, because I know Precious has kind of been that guy the last couple of games where we're like, oh shit, he's switching everyone. Like, it doesn't matter.
He's asking a lot out of him.
Yep. And it was too much. And it was even too much for some of the guys that he was meeting at the rim. When I say he was meeting at the rim, obviously a lot of that was Dylan Cardwell, but I felt like at times there's still not enough pressure in the paint at the rim.
Deni Avdija, by the way, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 of 18 shooting in this game. And, you know, he gets to the free throw line a lot. Ended up getting more toward the end of this game, 8 of 8. He drives more than anybody pretty much in the NBA right now. And you look at what he is doing, he should be an all-star. I mean, the jump he's made, it's every single night. It's against different competition. He's not just putting up these numbers against the Sacramento Kings. And it's wild because the trade they made, they traded Brogdon, the 14th pick in 2024, a 29 first-round pick, and 2 future seconds to get Deni Avdija. And that 14th pick ended up turning into Bub Carrington. So, like, It's a middle first round pick. Who knows what you look like in 29, but this guy has turned into a really talented player in this league, probably most improved, and should be an all-star.
Absolutely. Absolutely to all those things. And he's been fun to watch all season long, but I think what has been so impressive is his feel, his ability to get into the paint, finish at the rim. But I go back to his feel because he was 2 of 6 from 3-point land, but I love when he just surveys, sees what he has, and he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot this shot. I feel good about this one. And we know that the Blazers like to shoot the 3, even though they have one of the worst 3-point percentages in the league, but they like to let him fly, chuck him up there. And if you're going to have someone with that type of shot, it might as well be Deni, who you're going to see teams playing off of him because he can get into the paint so many different possessions throughout the game.
We'll talk more about the Blazers. I just realized we sound like a Blazers pod right now.
We're not.
Hey, how about the Blazers tonight? Oh, they're 500. They're making a big push here.
Can we talk about Shaedon Sharpe?
Not right now. I do want to talk about how the Blazers did such a good job on DeMar DeRozan. Because DeMar has been on a heater lately, and it didn't really matter who teams put on him, what kind of coverage. But he struggled against Toumani Camara tonight.
Yep.
And Camara is one of the better defenders. I think what makes him so gifted is he is really disciplined, and he doesn't go for DeMar's pump fakes. He's really good at altering shots with his length.
Yep.
He's super physical. He'll knock you off your spots. And then if he switched off you, they did have a couple matchups tonight where Sissoko, who's another guy with some big, good size, was able to be physical too. I thought they did a really good job at limiting DeMar from impacting this game.
Absolutely. Camara, I remember there was one defensive possession where I think Sabonis was going to go at him. And Sabonis is so strong. And they Camara was just right there. He took it to the chest like a Sabonis shoulder and barely moved. And I was just like, holy shit, this guy is strong. And so, on DeMar DeRozan tonight, he was a huge reason why DeMar started off this game so slow. DeMar finished with 14 points. I feel like he got a lot of those points later on in this game when he was starting to just try and cook and get and feel a little better wherever he was. But absolutely, this defense dictated what the Kings were doing.
Yeah, he had 14 points in 35 minutes. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
He played a lot of minutes in this one and still wasn't able to get to his 20, which he gets almost every single night. A lot of interesting things in this game.
Ooh.
A lot of a lot of Windhorse point. What's that about?
Ooh.
So the minutes, we're always on minutes watch. We talked about minutes so many times on this podcast this year.
It's our bit.
But definitely more balanced minutes. We mentioned DeRozan with 35, Westbrook with 34. Levine under 30. Maxime Reno started, played 23. Precious started, played under 18. Cardwell, 25 minutes off the bench, almost 26. 13 for Neek. Sabonis under 20. Schroeder was 17. And it was Malik Monk with 25. They're saying Sabonis is not on a minute restriction since coming back, but in both games he's played around 20, 21 minutes.
Can't gaslight me. I know he's on a minute.
He's on a minute restriction, right? Yeah, and they probably don't want to say it because they don't want teams to be scared off if they're thinking about trading for Sabonis or something.
Yeah, but I mean, can we be honest here? Even if you're a team trading for Sabonis, you're not going to gaslight that team either. They're going to know.
Yeah, I would think so.
But maybe just not putting it out there, and if they're scouting from afar, you're just like, yeah, he's not on a minute restriction.
Look, if he's not on a minute restriction, this is just kind of what they want to do with some of the vets. That'd be very surprising to me. And if that's the case, you would dial down minutes for DeMar and Russ too.
Yeah.
So it feels like Sabonis coming back after missing 27 games. It seems more likely than not he's on some sort of minute restriction right around 20 minutes per game.
Correct.
Which is fine. And
absolutely.
I think especially with how things are going, this is going to be a delicate balance here before the trade deadline for Doug Christie to figure out where these big minutes should go. We talk about, oh my God, they have so many guards. Dude, watching Dylan Cardwell play basketball right now, it went from nice story, that's cute, good energy to he's starting to impact winning. And then tonight,
my God,
this was his best game as a pro.
Absolutely. And not just because of a double-double.
I don't give a shit about the points.
Agreed.
I'll just push that away.
Good.
his ability to defend at the rim multiple times on drives by Shaedon Sharpe, who's really good at driving and finishing at the rim, super explosive athlete, had a hell of a game today.
Yeah.
Cardwell's ability to be vertical. He did it against Clingan, I think, once.
Yeah.
I've been so impressed with that. They had one play in the first quarter where he went out on the perimeter and helped blitz Sharpe on a pick and roll situation, got his hand, forced a turnover. What stood out to you about what he's been able to do defensively?
Just making the impact and presence at the rim protection. We always use the word verticality. Like Domas over the years has had to use every centimeter of verticality that he has because he doesn't have that type of length. He has the size and the strength, but not the length, especially when he's putting his arms up. Dylan is young, athletic, still so raw in so many ways, but you see him growing and taking something from each and every game and going, I'm going to take that and put it into this next game. And I just feel like what you saw a little bit more of his understanding of, if I'm just disciplined with my chest, like I'm strong enough, I'm young enough, I could take it, keep my arms up, let's go. And he altered things when people were coming. He made people, I remember there was a drive by Sharpe and Sharpe like pulled it back out and he was like, nope, not going there, not doing that.
And that's the name of the game. You need a big who can protect the rim and at least create some sort of resistance, especially if a guy gets beat, which can happen a lot in Sacramento, right? We've seen this, especially with this group, where there's some lineups out there you're like, oh my God. The Kings played zone at one point.
A couple points.
But it was like a lineup that had like Sabonis, DeMar, and Russ out there. And you're like, I guess you can try zone with this group, but there's not really a defensive mindset with this group that could cover up the weaknesses that are on the floor at the moment, you know? But yeah, I've been really, really impressed with Cardwell, and for him tonight to play as many minutes as he did and to have as many verticalities as he did a solid job on the glass. And then offensively, I think it was a career high for him, 12 points. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds in this game before fouling out in his 25 minutes of work. All right, when he gets the ball outside the paint, he doesn't know what to do.
No, and
and that's something he's going to have to work on. There has to be more of a comfort level there.
Confidence, yeah.
But he used to look uncomfortable in the paint. And he is showing that growth today twice with the offhand, with the left hand finishing around the basket with the little hook over Clingan.
And then his celly after.
Yeah, he had the celebration. Kings are down. He's like all pumped up, high-fiving his left hand.
Dude, those little hooks, the touch, the understanding and awareness of where he is on the floor to even look for that, his confidence in taking it in those moments, he doesn't look scared. I love it. I want him to take those hook shots. There's going to come times when you're like, oh, that's not the best one. Or, he's got to pick it. But he's got to do it to learn. And I thought offensively, his ability to give them 12 points, but to also just like get those shots a little bit away from the rim. This guy, keep learning, keep growing, and you're going to have a spot in the NBA.
Yeah.
That was the other thing too. Like we've talked to other people around the league and they're like, you guys got some young guys, but I mean, most likely they're not even, NBA player, or they're not even players on other teams or whatever it is, or around the league. And I remember them saying that and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe you've been around the league for a little bit. Trust your eyeballs and trust the situation, because Dylan Cardwell doesn't mean that he's going to be a starter on any NBA team right now, whatever, any of the things. But like when you look at what he's done the last couple of games, you go, you belong on an NBA roster.
Yeah. And I mean, the things that hurt him, he is older for a rookie in this league.
Sure.
But when you take someone, he's an undrafted guy on a two-way contract, and he has shown enough to be a rotational player where, okay, there could be something there. That's all you're looking for, especially in a season like this. Yeah.
Look at OKC and how they grow all their guys, and you go like, oh, they're an older rookie, or they're this, go down the roster, go down the line, and it's like, who gives a shit where they're at in their career as long as they're getting things done on the floor. And especially in this day and age, you got to be filling your roster. It's not like you're trying to put Dylan Cardwell next to LeBron James and figure it out. It's like, no, you're trying to build a future and a roster that can actually make sense in today's league.
Speaking of Sabonis, his second game back, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 6 turnovers in his 20 minutes of action.
Yeah, the 6 turnovers were tough, and that's just finding your groove again.
Couple
right?
offensive fouls too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With some of those screens, my God, I think I would die if I ran into one of those screens. Like actually die. If I ran into one of those screens.
I'm blowing that screen up, dude.
Dude, my brain, like I've had so many concussions, like my brain would jiggle and I would just like plop over.
It explains a lot about you,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
A lot of concussions.
Like the mood swings, the
mood swings? What mood swing?
Just now. My God, relax. How forgetful you are.
I wouldn't say forgetful.
When's my birthday?
July 6th.
Okay. Yeah, July 6th, 1999. Good job.
But I just don't retain stuff well, but I am not forgetful. But anyway, yeah, Sabonis, his 6 turnovers, that sucked to see. But watching him just be like strong as hell out there sometimes. I know he had one shot on Clingan where he did the elbow hook around, to create that space and go. And Clingan's even like, what the hell he's doing? He's using this elbow.
Dude, Clingan gets pissed off. He's got the red ass. Like he gets pissed.
Wait, red
That just
ass?
means like you get fired up.
Is that what that means?
Yes. He had 21 points, 17 rebounds in this game, 6-9 shooting in 37 minutes.
Dude.
He was getting mad at Dylan too.
Yeah. It's fun to see. Oh, and him and Max too.
Yeah.
Him and everybody.
I feel like Clingan just gets into it with everybody.
Yeah.
He's just a physical player.
And can we just say how good he is in the pick and roll? And I don't know if it's the Kings defense is so bad with it, because I've seen the Kings in some pick and roll defense, and I think Max does a pretty good job of stunting the ball handler, but also being in drop, like just kind of being aware of where he is on the floor. But when they're putting Clingan in the pick and roll, and I can't remember who the hell was defending, and he would just slip, it would be the most perfect pass. It's easy to get to him. He's tall, but the middle was wide open, and then he would just go to work.
He'd either go to work or he's capable of making a play out of the short
too.
roll. That's the other
Which he
thing
did.
about his game is he is a willing passer and can make that pass. And that's what you look for in some of these bigs. And I think some of the Kings, young bigs, have shown that with Max and Dylan, where they've made some plays in the short roll. When that help comes over, that corner could be open. Make that play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you power through to the basket when the help is small, which that's the other thing for Sacramento. The help is usually small guys. And when you're Clingan, you're a 7-foot-plus monster. Go get it.
You asked me about Sabonis. What did you think again about Sabonis, Cardwell lineups?
Yeah, again, the spacing is tough with Cardwell out there. And then you're also playing lineups where you don't have traditional floor spacing out there. I say Westbrook, but again, Westbrook, 23 points tonight. And, the 3-point shot for him is just insane at this point. The guy's 3 of 6 from downtown again tonight. He's consistently making threes. Like he cooled down, then it's back up. I'm like, this guy's shooting like 36% from 3.
I know. I was asked on the postgame show, like, yeah, but do you think they're leaving him open because, they're like, you can beat us, but we don't want DeMar and them. And I was like, well, yeah, but like he has been like, honestly though, he's been able to make them as of late. So he's
Teams
been able
will
to capitalize.
always live with it with him.
Yeah.
He's got a body of work of not being a good 3-point shooter. That's just going to happen.
But he's been shooting well.
This is a weird feeling game too, because when they win, it's exciting. It's fun, especially when they won games in that 4-game streak where you did not expect them to be, Houston, LA, New York, and then you cap it up with Washington. And then tonight, you lose this game, and you look at the minutes. And I maybe it's just where I'm at mentally with this team. It's January 18th, and the deadline's on February 5th. And it just feels like we're in this waiting game. And I can imagine that must be really tough for some of these players.
Yeah.
Because it seems like almost every one of these Kings players have been mentioned in some sort of trade rumor. And it just feels like kind of the waiting game. And you got a couple more games here on the homestand against Toronto and Miami. Then you hit the road for a tough road trip. that team could look a lot different by the time they come back to Sacramento after that road trip. So
yeah, and I think, the waiting game will kill you mentally and physically if you don't just lock into like what is ahead of you day by day, the present. And that goes for anything and anyone in life when you're waiting to hear back from a job or all those things. It's hard. Like, it can really screw with you. So I think some of these guys, like, they've been through it so much that they know how to handle it. Like, they're still human at the end of the day. It might cross their mind, whatever. But I think what would be the hardest thing sometimes is to remain professional in the sense of like trying to look for yours and still showcase yourself and be like, I want to get mine, especially like in not having that team pride, because you're like, well, I'm not going to be rocking this jersey. And it's like no disrespect or even like you're trying to be petty about something. It's more just like, no, I want to ball out right now. I want to do me.
After this game, the Kings are now 12-31. They have the 4th worst record in the NBA at this point. Below them, Washington's at 10-31, Indiana at 10-33, the Pelicans at 10-35. For the Wizards, by the way, they've lost 6 games in a row. The tanking conversation or losing conversation is going to be one that I think we're going to be talking about up until the deadline, even after. You're just going to be paying attention. Like the poll question. I said, are you bummed about the loss? Again, this is the sample size, the people watching us right now. The options, yes, I wanted a 5-game streak. Okay. Kinda, or LOL, no. Tank! 49% of the people have voted LOL, no. Tank! 33% say wanted a 5-game win streak. So,
okay.
I guess the point is, with where the Kings are at, you do have to think about these things. And there's always, it's not the NFL, okay? If you have the worst record, you don't get the number 1 pick, right? We talk about the odds, but I feel like we should go over some of these numbers.
Love this.
And I'm putting it on the screen, but like, don't just stare at it because it's a lot. I just want to make a couple of things clear.
Yeah.
Because if you have the worst record in the NBA, okay, you will pick no worse than 5th. That's the worst possible scenario. If you've got the worst record. So that's where you have to, the calculus comes in a little bit, where it's not just like, well, there's no guarantee you get the number 1 pick. Yeah, but at worst you get 5. If you finish 2nd, at worst, you finish 6th. If you finish with the 3rd worst record, at worst, you finish 7th. 4th, the worst you finish 8th. If you finish with the 5th worst record, the worst you can go is 9. So when you start looking about how this draft is shaking out, that's why there are portions of the fan base who are like, no, you got to be in one of those like top 3 spots so you have a better chance of being in that situation. But the lottery odds have evened out. And we talked about this last podcast where, some of the teams who are jumping up, Dallas is jumping up last year.
Yeah.
San Antonio, we've gone over all of these teams, but as we go on, and you start thinking about where you want to land, you probably want to be in a situation where you're not falling outside the top 5. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
But it's also like you're going to win games. There's people who want the Kings to lose every single game. They're not losing 38 straight games. But this draft is really, really good. And we've been watching more college basketball over the last couple of months just because of where the Kings season is at and the potential of the Kings maybe having one of the top picks in the draft. And let me just tell you, it's insane. And I've just skimmed the surface with like the top guys at this point. AJ Domantas, Darren Peterson, Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer. Dude, there is a lot of talent at the top. And if you're going to have a shitty season, you'd really like to get one of these guys.
And you talk about a shitty season. It's like these other teams, like Washington, they've been young. They've been kind of shitty for a little bit now, whatever. Pelicans, they've just been confusing and, for a couple years now too. The Kings, it was like they went from success to this epic rock bottom breakdown of sell off De'Aaron Fox, fire a head coach. All this shit is just done, gone, dark times ahead. You want to see a bright future. It's not even just about being like, oh yeah, there's talent ahead. The Kings they don't have anything to build off of with what they have right now. Like they don't have an identity to build off of right now. Like obviously you got to give Doug time if that's what you believe in, give Doug that time to build that identity and be like, okay, this is what we're going to have with the young guys. So now if we get a great draft pick, one of those draft prospects that you just mentioned, we can really build this identity and have a real, like, actual good young basketball team in this league to develop. If you fall out of the top 5, then at that point, you just better pray
to get lucky
that Scott Perry and his team know how to evaluate talent and get lucky.
I mean, sure, you could get lucky and still move up.
That's
right?
that's and I'm even saying when I say even get lucky, I think about NBA draft picks over the years and like where Steph Curry fell, where SGA fell, where you think about some of these other names, Nikola Jokic, right? Like all of those names and where people were picked. You're kind of just hoping, okay, if you don't get to pick one of those top names that we just talked about, that there is one of those other guys after those names are going to end up being a Steph Curry. Well, maybe not a generational player, but you get the picture.
Exactly. You get an SGA or someone that was drafted in the middle. Yeah. I mean, it's about getting a little bit lucky.
A little bit lucky.
That person is there, that person, you have an eye on them, and that person maybe develops in a way that exceeds your expectations as a talent evaluator.
And that's luck. And that's a lot of that is luck. You see the potential and sometimes you luck out.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think people in Sacramento deserve some fucking luck for once.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And the pushback is like, you did get good luck. You moved up to number 2 in that one draft. Yeah. We know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Although hot take.
I know. I love this.
Everyone talks about Luka. Man, if the NBA talent evaluators were right, should have been SGA. Well, SGA would have gone 1, but
I know. No, for sure. And he's so much easier to build a team around than Luka.
It's funny looking back at the top of that draft. Like, wait, Ayton, Bagley, was it Young and then Jaren Jackson? Or is it Luka went 3 in the trade? 2018 NBA draft. Now I got to remember it.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm not going to remember.
No, it was 2018. Okay, yeah, it was Luka 3 because he was at the Atlanta pick, and then they traded down for Trae Young. So then Luka 3, Jaren Jackson 4, Trae Young 5, Mo Bamba 6. Hot take: Mo Bamba should be in the NBA. I know he got a brief stint with I think Toronto recently, but he's back in the G League.
Okay.
Wendell Carter went 7, Sexton 8, Kevin Knox went 9, Mikal Bridges 10, SGA 11. How crazy is that? We talk about this draft like it was like this iconic draft, and there's really talented players for sure.
Yeah.
But man.
And that's my point. Like it's about, again, you're lucking out with SGA. You're like, even if you're like, oh, I see the potential and what he can do.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there going like, he's a future MVP for sure. But you knew, but obviously the talent evaluators understood what he could do as a teammate, as a floor manager, and he does that on even more of an elite level. And his mentals are all just there the right way, understanding how to learn and grow and get better every single season, every single day. Yeah, those are the type of people you want, but you still got to have a little luck involved.
Let's talk some trade stuff coming up next. Could be a big week. May not be, but the deadline is inching closer. We got to talk about that and the return of Who Did That? But first, we're presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
Drink up, my friends. You can go to SentivoVineyards.com, get any bottle there. They're absolutely fantastic. Or you can go check out their tasting room in Sassoon Valley, which is just in the Fairfield area. Look how beautiful it is. It's stunning.
You are beautiful. It's true.
Oh, what song is that?
I jumped up in the middle of a song.
You You are beautiful no matter what they say.
Yeah.
Say words can bring you
That's not what the one I
down.
was going for. Wait,
Which
maybe I
one?
was.
That was Christina Aguilera.
Nah.
Which one?
Mine
were
was
you?
that one, the white guy. James Blunt?
You're beautiful.
Okay, so maybe I'm combining songs.
Yeah, because that did not sound like the.
I'm making up a new one. It's a new.
You're beautiful. It's true.
Yeah, I nailed that. Anyways.
Do I sound like James Blunt?
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
so go check out Sentivo Vineyards and Wine. You can go to sentivovineyards.com. Like I said, order all your bottles there. The wine is fantastic. It's locally owned. Fantastic family.
Also presented tonight by our friends over at Medic
Ambulance. Woo, woo. Medic Ambulance has set the standard in emergency medical services for over 45 years now. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes of your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. A couple of comments before we jump into some trade rumors or conversation around the league. Tank in the chat says Cam Boozer is him. I want to watch more, but I don't know how that Cam Boozer has turned into, I think, one of the most polarizing NBA draft prospect. I don't know why I said it like that. Polarizing.
Because you were processing while you were talking.
You know, I think some people are overthinking it with him.
Okay.
I think he's a really good player, and I think he reads the game at such an elite level.
Fundamentally sound.
Have I watched every one of his games? No. And I see what people are saying. It's like, yeah, but like he looks like he just wants to play bully ball. No, I think he takes advantage of what is in front of him in the college game. And I think he actually has more to his game. I've seen him step out and hit the three with confidence.
Yeah.
I've seen him the game against Florida State, late game situation. I'm like, all right, how's he going to handle it? He's got the ball here. That double team came.
Made the extra pass.
He made the right pass. He drew the attention, made a pass to his teammate. 3 ended up being what was the game winner over Florida State. I think it was Florida State, or is it Florida? I don't remember. It was one of those games.
I know. I actually remember exactly.
I don't think it was Florida State because I would have remembered Luke Lauts.
It was just against.
Yes.
Ow.
Sorry.
Yeah. Either way, I remember the exact possession.
He's a really good passer, especially from the perimeter. He get to hit the three. He's got good size, hard worker. His dad obviously played at a high level in the league. I just don't hear anything bad about this guy. And so there have been a lot of people, you know, oh, he's not a supreme athlete and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, tell me what he does well. Because I see some of those weaknesses for sure, but the narrative on him is acting as if he is not going to be a good player in the NBA. I think worst case scenario, he's going to be a really solid player in the league. He may not be a franchise cornerstone, but I see someone who's really talented and has a deep understanding of the game.
Great breakdown.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
I'm still an AJ guy. Although Darren is swaying me a little bit after that last game.
They can all sway you because you don't even know. Yeah, that's the thing.
We've heard that AJ is a gem of a human.
Like, he is a great human, knows how to stay composed on the basketball floor. Off the court is fantastic. Yeah. So.
A lot of talent. When we'll cover the draft in a big way coming up when the Kings pick 9th. Dude, I've been paying attention to the top 4 so much.
Dude.
And it's like, draft lottery's here. The Sacramento Kings will pick 9th.
There's a chance. There's always a chance. And if that's the case, I mean, get excited to watch more college basketball.
Yeah. All right, Morgan. It's our favorite time of the year.
What is it? Oh.
DMZ. Draft rumors, all this stuff that's happening. Not draft rumors, trade stuff. This is from late last week. We didn't hit it last podcast. The Warriors are saying that Jonathan Kuminga is not a distraction. Draymond Green says everyone around here can confidently say it won't be a distraction because he is not a distraction. Jimmy Butler said, we love JK in this locker room. That's not going to change. If that happens to be not in here, we still rock with JK. That's for everybody. I wish him the best here. I wish him the best wherever. Okay, can I just say my radar went up? I'm like, I feel like Jimmy and Draymond, they may like Kuminga, but part of them are like gassing him up. Draymond's like talking about him on his podcast so they can move him to get something that can help them now.
They're politicking a little bit. Yeah, like understanding, playing the game a little bit. Understanding that, like, hey, my voices are loud and heard around the league, and this is how we're going to talk about this guy. Great teammate, professional. He is keeping his chin up in the locker room. We would love to have him here, but if we don't, we don't.
Oh my goodness.
Love that. Good job, them.
So funny.
Got to play the game.
John Morant returned today in London and played in a game, and then said after the game, like he's got the team on his back, like literally tattooed on his back. He wants to be in Memphis. Sam Amick said that there's a big difference between a team being intrigued by a player and legitimately pursuing him, even if that doesn't always get conveyed in the intel that makes it around the league this time of year. League sources say Memphis is indicating that if they were ever to give up Morant, it would require serious draft capital in return. To cite another alleged suitor, team sources say the Sacramento Kings would only do a Morant deal if it did not involve giving the Grizzlies any significant draft capital. Sam says that's sort of a big obstacle. What's more, it appears the Kings, who insist they're not currently pursuing Morant, don't see him as a good fit for their current timeline.
I mean, yeah.
So basically, the Kings would take him if he was donated?
Sure. But technically, the timeline of like how old he is makes sense with their timeline of guys, whatever, right? But their timeline of what style of basketball they want is what I feel like they're more referring to in this case with John Morant, because they've had the quick, athletic point guard that was actually getting it done on both ends of the floor and started to be able to shoot the ball as well. John Morant is still at this point of his career where he's not shooting the ball better. He's not as explosive and athletic. He's still, we could also focus on the things that he does well still, because that's fair. Like, he's still a good basketball player. There's just parts of his game that have lowered his value, and it's just not the same.
More on TMZ. The Clippers not interested in DeMar DeRozan?
Ooh.
Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto reported late last week. In fact, the Kings had exploratory conversations on a trade involving DeRozan and Ellis for John Collins and another small salary filler before the Clippers won 11 of their past 13 games. You're telling me the Clippers would turn down Keon Ellis and DeMar DeRozan? Bullshit! He also notes that the Bucks have had exploratory trade talks with the Kings on a trade centered around Malik Monk and Keon Ellis in return for Bobby Portis and an unidentified minimum salary player. Okay.
Unidentified, huh?
We're keeping our eye on all these little rumors out there. Also, ESPN saying that the Bucks are confident that they can make a trade. The Bucks have held firm on their stance that Giannis will not be made available before the deadline. And team sources told ESPN they are scouring the market for an impact player to pair with their superstar. One team source told ESPN, quote, "We always manage to pull something off." They said it just like that.
Yeah, why? Wait. I mean, it does kind of sound like smug.
Now,
always manage to pull something off. Go on.
They say the Bucks can accept a larger contract with multiple years beyond this season that an opposing team might try to get out of, such as Miami's Andrew Wiggins, Charlotte's Miles Bridges, and they also note that the Bucks have had discussions with the Kings about Zach LaVine and Malik Monk.
Interesting.
I feel like this is just, we're just gonna have to deal with this.
But isn't it great?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think so many people love rumors. People love them. I take it for worth a grain of salt, but
as you should. But like, it's not even. Tell me if I'm wrong. But over the last couple of seasons, I don't feel like we heard Kings specific names all the time in rumors, or maybe we did a little bit. But it never felt like it was talked about multiple times, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just think it makes sense. The Kings are 12-31 and they've got a whole bunch of vets on their team, and other teams are like, okay, can we get one of these guys over here? Because that could help us get here, blah, blah, blah. So, something we forgot to do is give out our Butcher and Barrel player of the game tonight.
You forgot.
Who would yours be?
I'm going to have it be Dylan Cardwell because he got a double-double. What?
Dylan Cardwell did win it last game.
Oh.
Will he
no.
win it for a second consecutive game?
You gave it to Deni, didn't you? Yes, you did.
Deni Avdija, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. And honestly, if it wasn't him, it was going to be Shaden Sharp. If it wasn't him, it was going to be Donovan Clingan. And then 4th place would have been Dylan Cardwell.
Damn, Deuce.
But Deni, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, our butcher and barrel player of the game.
Well deserved for the future All-Star. And make sure to check out Butcher and Barrel. It's 30 seconds away from Golden One Center, right across the street. Go to the bar before a game, or you can go there and eat because they have game day deals. $38 for Wagyu burger, a shot and a beer. And I'm talking about this food being so elevated, you're going to want to keep going back. And you can check it out too, not even on a game day. Go to Butcher and Barrel, right across from Golden One Center.
Appreciate their support of the pod. Do we have a moment of tonight's game?
Yes. Me just going anything Dylan Cardwell. Dylan Cardwell and his hook shots.
I don't think that's a bad one.
I mean, it just shows the growth.
What about Neat Clifford getting a screen from Sabonis and then lobbing it to Dylan Cardwell?
Okay.
That was pretty nice.
That was also nice. Okay. Well, yeah, when the young guys are involved. And I don't know if you know, you probably didn't, but Max was mic'd up tonight. And we played like 30 seconds of it. And he's just so talkative. He's so talkative before the game, during the game, all the time. And I just like the energy from Max and Dylan is absolutely fantastic. And I just hope they never lose that joy and they always stay just like that. So those are our J Street Dental moments of the game, enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental, all run by the most amazing humans.
Yes.
Check them out.
Goes back into the J Street Dental moment jar, and then we got to pull one out because they lost. First time we've done this.
Yeah.
Like 5 games.
Yeah.
Huh?
First time in 5 games, huh?
I got one.
Yeah.
I got one. This is going to be a good one.
Okay.
This is from this year. I can't tell me if it's blue. I
Why
can't
don't
grab
you
a
just
blue.
look? You can look. It's not like you can.
Okay. This one written on a big piece of paper. We go back to January 27th, 2024 at Dallas. 120-115. The Kings beat them. This was the day after Luka, or the game after Luka scored 73 points against Atlanta, and Keegan played some exceptional defense on Luka, had some blocks on him, and Fox had some awesome dunks in transition in a nice road win for the Kings.
I already forgot Luka had a 70-point game.
Against the Hawks, yeah.
Wow. Played the Kings the next night, and they clapped that ass.
They clapped that ass.
Hey, I like it. I mean, I don't love reading an old memory, but it's nice when they win.
Yeah.
In the old memory, in the J Street
Have to
Dental.
keep track of it.
Yeah.
Wrapping up the whole trade stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe they're going to go after John Morant. Don't buy it at all.
Okay.
I'm very interested to see how the minutes look in the next couple of games with guys.
I like that angle.
Other teams are starting to sit people. The Nets have made some adjustments. You know, Utah's been playing some games. If the Kings can't execute what they want the deadline, moving off some of these vets, they're going to have to be strategic about it because the league is weird about it, but they have to be strategic when it comes to playing vets from a minutes perspective, from just like, hey, they're not playing tonight, injury rehab. The Wizards are doing it right now. The Wizards are just like, screw it. We're trading our vets. Trae Young, you're not playing. Chris Middleton, you're not playing.
Yeah.
So-
No, and I will say this, even on a night like this, loved watching competitive basketball. Like both sides, you know, them hanging in there, knowing that there was a chance, like, wow, they could actually get their 5th straight win. It was just, it definitely made it appealing throughout the entire game. It'd even be more appealing as we keep seeing the guys in those challenges in those minutes. And that's why even Domas not being on a minute restriction, but not playing at the end of the game. I love that it put some of the other guys in that position and in that situation to be like, okay, go learn late in game.
Yeah, Dylan, go try to close out a game. And then Max came in for him. Malik played well tonight, too. We should shout him out. He had 23 points, knocked down 5 of 9 from downtown. The Kings had 11 of 31 from 3. Monk had 5 of those. Levine had 3 of 8 from downtown, and Westbrook 3 of 6. But it's fun seeing Malik get into a rhythm.
Yeah. When Malik gets going, I mean, that's why I thought even at the end of the game when he knocked down that one and then had another clean look, I thought the roof was going to just come off that building.
That was a heat check and he missed it bad.
Yeah. But
and Keon Ellis did not play with a knee issue. And I know some people are like, hey, what's going on with that? James Ham was reporting that he has had his knee wrapped in recent games. He was questionable coming into today and then did not play with left knee soreness. We did also not see Devin Carter again. So
always one we got to point out.
Next up for the Kings, welcoming back Davion Mitchell.
Hey.
He'll be in town. He's supposed to play on Monday when the Miami Heat take on the Golden State Warriors, and then they play here on Tuesday. Miami Heat team that the Kings beat earlier this year in Miami when Zach LaVine had 42 points.
Big game. It was a big win.
So we'll see what that looks like. But I think it's time to bring back one of our favorite games. Who did that? We go around the NBA to games we didn't really get to see today.
We didn't really see it all.
We're busy, right? We're at the Kings game today.
We're busy. What do you want from us, huh?
We want to know what happened. But I'm going to find an intriguing stat line, and you guys can guess, and Morgan gets to guess. Who did that? We go across the pond. Hello.
Let's go across now.
Let's go. Orlando.
Try it again.
Orlando.
Did you say, I want some tea?
I want some tea.
Jesus Christ.
What?
It's so bad.
This game was in London. Hello.
Good.
The Memphis Grizzlies. That's bad. You say it.
Do this whole thing in an English accent. I will. The Memphis Grizzlies.
The Memphis Grizzlies.
What do you think they did tonight?
Today.
What do you think they did today?
All right, here's the stat line for you.
Yeah.
Morgan Reagan. 24 points.
Why are you huffing?
13 assists.
Okay.
5 rebounds in 28 minutes.
Tell me who won.
In a Memphis win over Orlando, 126-109.
Let's go with Jalen Wells.
It's a great guess. Sacramento Jalen Wells had 10 points in 21 minutes. It was actually Ja Morant.
Why did I just go there?
I don't know.
Because
it was a layup.
It was a layup. That's why I was avoiding.
And who had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists in this game on 9 of 11 shooting? Who did that?
Paolo Banchero.
Oh, great guess. But no, Banchero had a rough year. 16 points. He did have 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 of 20 shooting. Orlando had high expectations. They fall to 23 and 19. The person who had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 9-11 shooting in 23 minutes, Jock Landale.
I was going to randomly guess him, just randomly, but I didn't.
Yep, you did not. You failed on who
did that.
Next up, Brooklyn taking on Chicago.
Oh,
the Bulls win 124-102.
Okay.
Yikes. See if there's any intriguing stat lines from this one. I'm scouring just to make sure.
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet did play in this game.
Okay, that's good.
But not a compelling stat line.
Okay.
How about the league score today? 24 points, 8 of 14 shooting, knocked down 7 of 11 from 3.
From 3?
Yeah.
Kobe White?
It was Kobe White!
Yeah!
Congratulations, Kobe White. Oh, man. That was a win for the Bulls, 124-102 over the Nets. Pelicans taking on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets win 119-110 over those Pelicans, who had 32 points and 8 rebounds tonight.
It's going to be Şengün or Kevin Durant.
It's going to be none of them. It was Jabari Smith.
Damn.
With 32. He knocked down 7 of 13 from downtown.
Wow.
Trey Murphy had 21 points for the Pels. KD in the game, just 18 points on 5 of 18 shooting. He did make history moving up to 6th place all-time on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Who's up next?
Who?
Michael Jordan in 5th.
Whoa. Whoa there, Turbo.
Steven Adams did leave this game. Looked like a bad injury, but it turns out it's an ankle sprain, so hopefully he's not out too long for the Rockets.
Still not good.
How about this score tonight? Charlotte on the road over the Nuggets, 110-87.
No.
Wow.
I already know the answer to this.
Go ahead.
You didn't say stat line.
23 points on 8 of 15 shooting, 4 of 9 from downtown.
LaMelo Ball.
No, LaMelo
God damn it.
only had 10 points in this one. He played just 19 minutes. Hornets were up by as many as 33. It was Brandon Miller leading the charge. He had 23 in this one. Tijan Salon, the brother of Valkyrie's Visa player Janelle Salon, had 13 points and 11 rebounds off the bench tonight.
Ooh, good for him.
And how about those Hornets getting some big wins? They've been
Good
playing
for
some
them.
competitive basketball in the last game of the night. Kings will be seeing the Raptors soon. Well, the Raptors saw the Lakers, and it wasn't pretty tonight. LA gets a win. They bounce back 110-93. Who had 25 points, 13 rebounds, and did not miss a shot. 10 of 10. Who did that?
Sounds like Ayton?
DeAndre Ayton did.
Yeah.
Wow. DeAndre Ayton, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 10 of 10. He was 5 of 6 at the free throw line. Would have been perfect. He made that free throw. LeBron at 24. Luka, 25 on 8 of 23 shooting. Yikes.
Why you gotta be mean like
Clank, clank. Whoa, what's that? Luka missing shots.
that? Jesus.
Scotty Barnes had 22 points in the loss. Brandon Ingram, 19 against his former team. That's another game of who did that.
Cheerio.
I do have one more like holy shit thing that happened yesterday that I read this morning.
Okay.
That kind of fits into the same
Well,
ballpark.
obviously.
Sam Hauser. Why Sam Hauser?
Sam Hauser.
I was combining Sam and Hauser. Sauser.
Oh, funny.
Morgan, Sam Hauser
Yes.
had 30 points in a win over the Hawks yesterday. 30 points.
It's impressive.
How many threes do you think he took?
10.
I said, how many threes do you think he took?
Oh. 19.
Sam Hauser took 21 threes. 10 of 21. By the way, every shot he took in that game was from downtown. He was 10 of 21 from 3. What world are we living in where a player shoots 21 threes in a game? How crazy is that?
It is pretty crazy.
He can shoot it.
I was going to say, if you can make them and you can be that threat, like, what's the point of even moving around? Just relocate around the perimeter all game.
21 three-point attempts. The Celtics shot 52 as a team.
They go to Chuck City.
Insane. Celtics win 132 to 106 of that game.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Crazy. That's another edition of Who Did That. It's a weird NBA year.
It is.
It's a very strange NBA year because you look at the East and you're going, I don't know, who the fuck is the leader? I don't know. Like Detroit's number 1 right now.
Uh-huh.
Boston somehow number 2.
Yep.
The Knicks are trending down in a big way, especially now that Brunson's out. And after that, you're like, I don't know, like who is legit or not. And then the West, OKC, even stumbling a little bit. They lost to Miami, the Kings' next opponent. They lose Jalen Williams for a few weeks. Timetable.
Oh yeah, I
to
saw
be
that.
determined. They're sitting at 35-8.
Uh-huh.
The Spurs are legit. Denver lost tonight, but they've had so many players out, and they've still found ways to win. Minnesota's flawed. Houston's flawed. LA's flawed. Like, who's the front runner? It's OKC and everybody else.
It's a fair thing to be like, yeah, the NBA is weird this year. No, which, by the way, I enjoy the weirdness because not feeling confident that one team, which, by the way, we did in the beginning of the season, being like, holy shit, well, OKC's just going to win it all. And it's a long season. You just have to always remember that, even though I was one of the ones saying like, holy shit, OKC's going to win it all. Come back to reality. I like it for the league, though. I do. I think the only thing that I don't like is when certain teams, like, for example, Denver has to deal with so many bodies down.
Yeah.
Or there's so many teams in the East that it just feels like it's not even great basketball at times, you know? And not obviously not at the top, but I wish teams were able to figure it out a little bit more with tweaks. But I feel like because of contracts and all the new rules and money and so many different things, teams can't just make tweaks. Like you have to make they're huge business decisions. There's not as long as commitments to coaches, to an identity. So it's just so hard for teams, organizations, and these commitments to certain players, contracts, and all the things because like it's changing all the time. Like this looks so different from what was happening last year.
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of teams are waiting to see what happens with Giannis. It doesn't seem like he's going to get moved at the deadline, but I don't know about you. After the Luka trade, I feel like anything is possible in this league with trades.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know we live in a world now where it's like you got to make sure everyone and their mom is okay with the trade. And like you try to trade them where they want to go and all these different things. I could only understand that if it was like Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Where he's going to be at the end of his career, maybe a couple more years or whatever he has. And by the way, that's not going to happen. My point is like the type of person, the type of player, whatever. But with someone like Giannis, it's like this has been the relationship for a hot second now with the organization. You got to rip the Band-Aid and make the decision. And I'm not saying do what the Mavs did and trade Luka and get almost nothing back. You gotta do something, in my opinion.
I think my official position with the Bucks now, you wait to trade him. You wait to trade him till this offseason.
Okay, that's fair.
And here's why. You're on the outside looking in on the play-in. They're not good enough. Do everything in your power to take some calculated risks to help improve this team. Because if you get in and you can catch a little bit of a heater, say the move you make is able to spark you, who's to say?
I get it.
You can't come out and make a run in the East. I
get really scared about teams doing the whole like trade for Band-Aids.
But the reality, Morgan, is you're right. It's unlikely, but a trade you're going to be able to trade Giannis next year. This offseason.
Yes.
So when the East is as open as it is, and you've got one of the marquee talents in the league on your team, you might as well try to do something that can help you at least give you a shot.
But if it does give you, and yes, the only place that you can screw yourself over in that situation is if it can screw with your future in any way. And obviously you can build back your future if you're trading Giannis in the offseason. You can, figure out. But like, again, it has to be so calculated that it would make sense where it's like, okay, if this doesn't work and get us to where Giannis is going to be happy, then we look to trade him in the offseason. And that's where we get to like really rebuild our team with whatever we get from him. Yeah, I don't know. You got to think like this, though. You can't just think like, we can save it, because if you can't, then you just screw yourself over time, like with the amount of time that's being spent and people understanding how much more desperate you get and all the different things.
Daniel in the live chat saying only division leaders should be guaranteed to make the playoffs. We don't need sub 500 East teams in the postseason. Yeah, I've long said that I've enjoyed the play-in, but when it gets to a point you see teams below 500 in the play, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, if you're a losing team, just you're
a loser.
You don't get to play in.
No.
You get to punt it. You're a loser. Sorry, you don't get the extra bonus money for having a play-in game.
Yeah,
as a franchise. Sorry, not happening. Also in the chat, Juan-san wants to know, are you guys going to have a live show on the last day of the trade deadline? Yes, we are going to be live for the trade deadline, probably for a couple of hours. The last couple have been pretty lame, but on top of that, we are going to be doing, if there's a big trade that happens before then, we're going to have content. No doubt about it.
When you said the last couple have been lame, I thought you were talking about our live show. I'm like, our show's really fun.
No, the shows are fun. I'm just talking about the deadline. Like, we're sitting here going, oh, let's go. Like, the most exciting thing that happened last deadline was it the Kings got Valanciunas and LaRavia, but like, that wasn't like a, oh my God, like, whoa, what a crazy, shocking day, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I was like, well, it was a good way to make tweaks, but sure.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's get to some final thoughts. We got a back-to-back this week with a home back-to-back, Toronto and Miami.
Home back
Miami
back.
first, I should say.
There you go. Miami and then Toronto. Final thoughts. Excited for a little day off. Watch some NBA tomorrow.
Dude, NBA all day tomorrow. Starting
Excited.
early.
Yeah, 11 a.m., I believe. So breakfast, coffee, and NBA basketball. I'm excited for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just excited to like rot and watch basketball.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
My final thoughts. I'm finding different ways to enjoy Kings basketball. And I feel like where I was at the start of the season, then some of the low points, it's just like, I feel like I'm evening out right now.
I love it.
I'm just on a nice balance, which I'm like, I know this team's not good.
Yeah.
I'm resigned to it. Even when they won 4 in a row, I did not have a moment where I was like, well, let's just see what this looks like. Not even an ounce of me. But I'm not sitting there watching the games pouting either.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely got excited seeing Dylan Cardwell do some things that he has not done.
Same.
You know, and I get excited for moments. Oh my God, this little wrinkle is different.
And that's important, by the way. That like,
And so I think my advice is just keep finding those little bright spots throughout a season, even during a tough year, because there can be good things that come out of a bad season.
wins and losses, you know, and like, even if you're like, I want them to lose everything and they win some things, like just try to have the perspective of when you're watching some of those of like what you did enjoy from a young player or from someone else that you see developing here in Sacramento, possibly.
And the trade deadline is coming soon.
Here we go.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What? No moves happen.
It could happen.
That's when my move does not. My mood.
Mood.
Whatever. What did I say? Move.
You said move, and I was like, where is he going with
That's
this?
where like my mood goes way down.
No, it won't.
Off a cliff.
No, it won't.
If we get to deadline and say, and the Kings made 0 trades, or they trade for, what would be the most random trade that you'd be like, really?
God, who's that guy that was just waived off even a G League team? Dennis.
It would have to be like a Robin Lopez-esque trade. That
Yeah.
you're like, they're not even coming here. You're buying them out, really?
Yeah, who would it be? Well, I mean, anyone, like, what if they trade Dario Saric for like nothing?
What if they made the Kuminga trade,
Uh-huh.
you know, and Buddy Hield was back too?
Do you know, I've thought about that so many times. I'm like, well, they're not playing him.
Buddy buckets. It's late. It's March 28th, and Buddy Hield just drops 12 threes in a 12-point loss at home. What former King would you be like, really?
That's obviously playing right now.
Buddy Hield,
Uh-huh.
Marvin Bagley.
Uh-huh.
Who else?
I know. I'm like, you'd be obviously happy with a Davion Mitchell.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Davion's back.
God, who else? Going down rosters.
There's a lot of former ones. Jordan McLaughlin is back.
Oh, there, dude.
That's the trade. Look, we needed someone at the point guard spot. We made some other moves.
He's so nice. He's so
J-Mac.
nice.
Oh, he's great. Harrison Barnes is back.
I would be happy with that shit.
Oh my god, I'm
So
ready to chat.
Oh, Red Velvet.
Oh, dude, Kevin Herter. Dude, I think Kings fans would lose it if you got a trade alert and it said Kevin Herter back to Sacramento. Fans would be like, what?
But how?
Try to get the Beam team back together.
Trey Lyles.
Trey Bay.
I don't know how
They
you
get him
even
from Real
do
Madrid.
that. Yeah.
All right, final thoughts. Enjoy the ride. We'll be here the whole way. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe on the way out. I think I'm losing my voice from talking so much today.
Chill out, bro.
Love you guys, but we gots to go.
You all have a great rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.